to know something that's extremely aggravating? It's when you go to your favorite fast food establishment or the mighty three, which is McDonald's, Burger King, or Wendy's. I use Burger King as a prime example because of a recent experience. You go inside the restaurant. You want to order yourself a beautiful Whopper burger. You see on the menu that they got an outstanding picture of what a masterful burger is supposed to look like. You got all the fucking gimmicks inside. You got a nice, beautiful, beefy, juicy, meaty patty that's nice and thick and cooked perfectly. It's got the grill marks on it and everything. So you ask, okay, I like to order myself a Whopper with those nice, golden, crispy fries and a beautiful Sprite to help wash this down. So, a few minutes go by, they cook your burger, and all of a sudden, instead of getting that beautiful burger that you are expecting, what is it that you get? A fucking flat-ass burger that someone probably fucking sat on. And it ends up tasting disgusting, you finding shit in it, or whatever it is that they put in the burger, and you end up with a sick stomach and hurt feelings. Now please, I think you know exactly what's wrong with that picture when you get something that you are expecting that you want to eat versus something that isn't up to your expectations. Fucking ridiculous. That's how fast food establishments work. I said it earlier. I get where Michael Douglas is coming from. I understand D-Fens' point of view about when you go to a fast food establishment and you want to get yourself exactly what it looks like on the picture. Say, for example, you want to order yourself a burger, fries, and a nice drink, and possibly we'll toss in a milkshake for dessert. And the burger itself on the picture, it's nice, it's beautiful. You got your meat, cheese, lettuce, tomato, onion, mayo, or whatever assortment of condiments you like on your burger. And you want it to look exactly how you see it, not only on the picture, but also how you see it on the commercials and how the master chefs are able to prepare it. Even though that there's a few disadvantages and people who work in these fast food QSR establishments can do, a fast food worker can only do so much in preparing your burger. Now, I've always believed that any fast food establishment should at least have a working, functioning grill in their kitchen. Not one of those microwave grills where you put the meat in a plastic container and microwaves up and boom, there it is, ready to go. Take the meat, you put it on the grill, it's got to have the grill marks on it, cooking it nice and beautifully, and you see all the juices come down instead of a fucking skinny, flat patty that you get over like McDonald's or Burger King or whatever. Just ridiculous meat patties that are just stupid. But when he talked about saying what's wrong with this picture, about a beautiful, delicious burger on the picture, and then you got a squished up thing with nothing on it except maybe, I don't know, you just got your tube bread, your cheese, and fucking mayonnaise on it or whatever, and it looks like someone just wiped their ass with it. Yeah, I would definitely be very upset about getting a burger like that. It's happened to me quite a few times in the fast food world whenever I went. And I'm sure it's happened to a lot of you good folks out there where you want to get something that you're expecting, but in the end it turns out being ridiculousness. And you have to go back inside the restaurant, ask them either fix my sandwich or give me my money back. That's just how it works. As much as I would love to get what the real thing looks like on the picture or on the TV advertisement that you see, unfortunately, it's just not going to happen. So I understand completely. And there's a lot of things I understand that D-Fens was talking about. I mean, this fucking guy, all he wanted to do was just get home to his daughter and celebrate her birthday. For a few minutes, say hi, give her a present, then he'll be on his way and mind his own business. But the thing is that he gets stuck in traffic, he abandons his car, he ends up going to a grocery store, having confrontations and upset about the prices, He wants some peace and quiet for a few minutes with his Coca-Cola until gangbangers start bothering him over a piece of shit hill, as he put it, which is literally over nothing. So he upgrades up to a baseball bat. Then later on in the movie, he upgrades to a bag of guns. Then later he'll upgrade to a bazooka. So there's a lot of upgrades. Just like when you play Grand Theft Auto, you upgrade in weapons, and it's pretty investing how that happens. Maybe Grand Theft Auto took inspirations from this movie. That wouldn't surprise me at all. But continuing on to living off the quote, like I mentioned, about the customer's always right at Whammy Burger, about the whole deal of, the food not looking like it was supposed to, then to a homeless bum bothering him, wanting his briefcase or at least some change or whatever, gives him the briefcase, and all of a sudden all the food that he wanted, there was a sandwich and some fruit inside it, and he didn't even bother taking it. So the fucking homeless guy was contradicting himself. Then he goes inside this army store to get himself some new clothes. He deals with the fucking insane Nazi store owner who tries to give him all these weapons and explain to him about his political beliefs, and D-Fens tries to explain his political beliefs as well, and then all of a sudden all hell breaks loose and the fucking store owner gets all upset. And this is where around this time frame where D-Fens starts to lose his fucking sanity, which I'll get to momentarily. He gets a bazooka, threatening construction workers about what's wrong with the street. Then he goes to a rich house, interacts with fucking, not the owners, but people who take care of the property. Now, the thing is, it's amazing how D-Fens has all these confrontations with every single person that he comes in contact with, but when it comes to children, he's kind, gentle, and very understanding to children. Why? Because this movie explains that children are not the problem. They are the innocent minds in society. They don't know what's going on or what goes through an adult's mind or the responsibilities that a grown person has to take care of. So that alone, just seeing how he's able to interact with the kids, is alone a very interesting character study, and I'll talk about that in a second, about how much of a amazing character study D-Fens is, who was played by Michael Douglas. Now, on the other hand of the story, while you're seeing D-Fens going through this little day of his, you have Robert Duvall and Rachel, I'm probably going to butcher her name, Ticotin. They're investigating exactly the personal backgrounds of who D-Fens is as an individual, where he worked, his upbringing, who his parents are, who his wife is, and why she ended up divorcing him, and to driving up to the mindset that he has right now of what caused him to lose his sanity. And it's just a breakdown throughout the whole entire film. Little by little, he slowly starts to deteriorate, starts to lose focus on reality, yet he's still in contact and sane with himself, just not with everybody else that's around him, because when you see from his point of view perspective, and plus you can find a lot of relation with his character alone, because for someone else, for someone like me or someone else who is dealing with how people are in society, where you got your crooks, you got the politicians, you got thieves. It doesn't matter what kind of thief it is. There's thieves everywhere in terms of who you're interacting with and who you are talking to. Whether if it's someone who's manipulating you, or someone who is causing emotional damage, distraught, guilt tripping you. Most of the time, especially now, it's mental stuff at this point, where you're getting robbed of your sanity. And it showed really well in this movie. Like, absolutely fantastic. Now, Michael Douglas, the guy is a fantastic actor. I admire a lot of the films that he's played in over the years. But this interesting character that he is portraying as, he looks like a regular guy that you would see going to a laundromat or a grocery store, or I'll even say a fast food establishment, getting yourself a sandwich on his lunch break. Presenting himself well, nice haircut, good glasses, well educated. He's got the shirt, the tie, the slacks. Someone who's very presented himself, briefcase and all that stuff. But in the end, once you start realizing, getting to know who this person is, you start to realize that they're not really much of a nice guy as they are presenting him to be. And you want to understand exactly what is wrong with them. They'll either explain it to you or they won't. Believe me, people carry a lot of baggage, and this film is carrying so much baggage, and like I mentioned, it slowly starts to deteriorate his sanity, where I'll skip ahead into the movie where he's talking to that store owner, how he ends up stabbing him with that knife, and he takes the gun, shoots him, kills him twice, shoots the mirror, and then shots him one more time. He's dead right there. That's the only kill that D-Fens got in the movie. The thing I really admire about this scene, just looking at it, is how when he shoots the mirror and looks at himself, that did it. That right there is symbolism of someone who has lost their mind, doesn't give a shit what happens to them at all. As long as the people that they love and appreciate and care of, like his wife and his child, are being taken care of, and he's able to at least fulfill the one thing that he wants to do, then if he's going to go to jail for this rest of his life that Robert Duvall was trying to complete, then okay, he was going to accept his fate. But sadly, there was a lot of things that he wanted to fulfill that ended up getting accomplished, because the guy, he had nothing else to going on for himself. He lost his job, he lost his car, he lost his briefcase. He doesn't have his wife or kid at all. I mean, they got fucking divorced. Jesus Christ. You can't help but feel bad for the guy. And that's what makes him such a interesting character study, because you can relate to him. You can emotionally and mentally relate to how he's coming off and the confrontations we have with everybody. I'm not saying it's all political like he was throughout, I wouldn't say a good portion, but with a lot of the people that he's met. But in terms of mentally, and I can say physically, of what a person is going through, they can explain, and then there's someone that they're meeting, they can't necessarily counter or relate at all with whomever it is they're talking to, whether it's somebody who's working in retail, restaurants, business, you name it. Or if it's just somebody that you see on the street that you're trying to talk to and venting to and expressing your emotional convolutions to, they either won't or will relate. So, this alone, real life problems that happens in everyday society, is showcased in this movie that anybody can just connect to immediately. And Joel Schumacher, the guy himself, he's not made a lot of good movies. I mean, he's made 2 good movies that I do like. Obviously, The Lost Boys that I adore, and St. Elmo's Fire, good film. Then he's made some other movies that are not necessarily the best. Gerard Butler in that Phantom of the Opera. Then you got Batman and Robin and Batman Forever. Yeah, and then you have the serious role that Jim Carrey has done, Number 23, films like that. But Joel Schumacher was lucky enough to give us this little gem right here. And surprisingly, even when I saw it for the first time all those years ago, I was really amazed with this fucking film, because this is just nothing more but a character study. It is a relatable story that anyone can connect to. It's got symbolism. It's got a breakdown of a character upgrading and downgrading. It's showing exactly of what goes through one man's mind of something that he wants to at least do before he meets either his demise or the consequences for his actions. The movie itself is just absolutely fantastic. So overall, character study, driven story, relation, symbolism. It's got lots of different various, political things that D-Fens is interacting with. Either something that you can believe or not believe, depends exactly who you're talking to when watching this movie. But other than that, though, Falling Down, the fucking title speaks for itself of what it means, and it showcased exactly. When he said he's falling down, it really, really hits the mark of what the title of this movie is. So, Falling Down was a movie that I gave a 4 out of 5 to. It is a great fucking movie. Now, if I had to say a little negative, at least the 5 minutes, it takes a little time building up to what's going to happen. Other than that, though, just nitpicking, really. But that's my little talk about Falling Down. Let me know down below your thoughts about this movie. And for that being said, ciao for now.